Sam here from Sheridan Computers. In this video, I want to take a look at the UniFi Switch Pro-24-PoE from Ubiquiti. It is a Gen 2 switch, and it's the first time that I've managed to get my hands on one. They've been quite hard to get hold of, so I'm going to take a look at it, and I figured that we could do that together. Before we do that, if you'd like to hire us for any IT or networking projects, please head across to our website at sheridan.co.uk and click on the Hire Us button. Fill out the form, leave some details on what you're looking for, and I will get back to you with whether we are able to help you or not. Now, if you find this video useful, please hit the like button and consider subscribing to the channel. If you hit the notifications icon, you'll receive notifications of any new videos as they are released. So, for this, I'm going to head across to Ubiquiti's website and have a quick look at the specifications of this switch. So, let's go ahead and do that together. Let me just move this over here. So, Switch Pro-24-PoE. The SKU for this is USW-Pro-24-PoE-EU for this one. So, as I say, it is a Gen 2 switch. The 24-port switch with 16 PoE plus ports and 8 PoE plus ports. And we've also got two 10 gigabit SFP plus ports. So, the UniFi Switch Pro-24-PoE is a fully managed layer 3 switch. I'm quite excited to have a look at this. As I mentioned, 8 PoE plus ports and 16 PoE plus gigabit ports. So we've got the two 10 gig SFP uplinks, which offer switch aggregation for higher capacity and increased availability. The UniFi Switch Pro-24-PoE switch features a rich set of layer 2 capabilities and integrates layer 3 functionality such as inter-VLAN routing, static routing, and a DHCP server. The UniFi Switch Pro-24-PoE is the ideal access layer switch for any UniFi solution. It combines up to 400 watts of near silent PoE power with the UniFi Smart Power redundancy, UniFi Network Application, and UniFi Network Mobile app allow admins to configure and monitor virtually all switch features in a graphical user interface from anywhere. So I'm keen to have a look at this layer 2 and layer 3. So near silent cooling, and we've got a 1.3 inch touchscreen display. If we have a look at the specifications of it, so we've got 24 gigabit ports, and we've got two 10 gig SFP plus ports, which are normally only featured on the 48. So that's one of the features of this switch. Total non-blocking throughput 44 gigabytes, and switching capacity of 88. With the forwarding rate of 65. So that's kind of typical of UniFi switches. So let's go ahead and take it out of the box and we'll take a look at it. Okay, so this is in the obviously original box. Go ahead. Look. So in the box we have bits that we'll take a look at in a second. If I grab the switch out of here. As you can see, it's well packaged, as most UniFi stuff is. So on the back of this switch, we have the UPS connector, indicator of the UPS status, and the standard UK power adapter in place. Sides, there's no vents or anything. Mounting points for the rack mount. On the front, we have the touchscreen here, and the 24 port. So the PoE plus ones are clearly identified. And the PoE++ ones are. Now, we do have two 10 gigs here. And you'll notice one thing that tends to annoy me with UniFi switches are all the ports are on one side. When they're like in a row, it's a lot easier to plan them for putting them into a rack. We have obviously just a blank space here, so you need to plan for that when you're installing these. So we'll go ahead and we'll power it up and we'll see if we can adopt it. Well, let me go ahead and the network place to plug that in. Put that in. Some power for it. So you can see it booting. Just go ahead and let that finish. So a fan has just kicked in on there. I don't know if you can hear it or not. The microphone is pretty much right next to it. So it would appear we are now booted. So apparently this is touchscreen, so if we press the info, and we can see it has got its IP address picked up from DHCP. Port status. Got the uptime on there. Hardware address. And back to the software version. So, weren't sure how to get out of that then. You scroll up and it does get out of it. Throughput. PoE last 30 days. Last 7 days. Real time. Temperatures on there, so it's quite funky. System stats. And the throughput. So let's see if we can adopt this. It has appeared in our controller through how we have DHCP set up. So I'm just going to go ahead and click adopt on this. So configuration, got brightness in there, fan control, color. Get out of that. So it has adopted. Now as you can see on the display, it's doing an update. I was wondering where the usual light was. I guess it doesn't need it with a touchscreen display. So we're just rebooting at this stage. And now we are adopted. So there is an update available. So I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick by clicking on the update button. So there we go, updating again. Okay, the update's finished. So we're back in normal operation mode. We did have the box of stuff that came with it, which will be the rack ears and things. Go ahead and take a look in here. So in the box, European power lead, not much use to us. Quick start guide. We have the ears. The screws in there. So we have the ears. Where's the screws? So that's quite pretty. So we have a box of fittings for it. We've got some rubber feet. We've got the screws for the ears, and obviously the cage nuts and bolts. So we're going to go ahead and put the ears on it real quick. So fitting these will be fairly straightforward. So there we have our switch set up, ready to go. So now we need to take that to site and basically plug it in. Okay, so we've been over to our clients and we've secured the switch in the rack. Basically, they've had a number of extra network points installed and they didn't have the capacity on their existing switch, or one of their existing switches, which was a 48-port UniFi 500-watt PoE. So one of the problems with many of the 24-port line of switches is the fact that they only come with SFP ports, so they'll interconnect at 1 gig. Yes, I'm aware you can do link aggregation. So we wanted the ones with the 10 gig, which the UniFi 24 Pro does come with 10 gig SFP plus port. So he's able to interconnect it to the 48 port at 10 gig, which leaves for expansion of connecting to another one at 10 gig or just aggregating the ports and using a 20 gig connection there. So that was kind of my reason for that. We do have it connected, so I'm going to flip over to the dashboard and we'll take a quick look at that. So as you can see, this is the new USW-Pro-24-PoE that we put in. There's nothing plugged into it yet at the moment because the room that they're occupying has basically not been kitted out as yet. But as you can see, the port 25 SFP Plus is connected at 10 gig. If we look at uplink wired, you can see full duplex. So that's kind of why I wanted to do that. While we're here, we may as well have a look at some of the options in the dashboard. So we've got the MAC address model. You can see its IP address, WAN, switch experience, the temperature, fan levels, uptime, memory usage. You can see the wired uplinks, downlinks. Nothing on that as yet. And obviously we have the switch statistics. Now under the device itself, we can obviously set the device name tags as you can with any other UniFi switch. Because this is a Gen 2 one, it does have the touchscreen. We have options for screen brightness. Now we've got night mode, so you can set it between certain hours to basically dim the screen. Full wrap multi-screen synchronization, so all devices will sync that way. If you just move your mouse over, it does say sync the screen settings and navigation between all screens. Under network, we've got DHCP or static. This is pretty much the same as the rest of them. Under services, we've got jumbo frames, rapid spanning tree protocol, SNMP support, and the usual manage functionality here. And again, going at the ports, we can see we've got blue is 10 gig. Oh, it supports 2.5 gig as well, which I wasn't aware of. So light blue is 2.5, green is 1 gig, and then orange being 10100. Greys are disconnected, disabled if it's got nothing in it. You can see port mirrorings and any PoE++ ports that are down here. And we can see ports 1 to 16 are the normal PoE+, and then 17 to 24 are PoE++, and then we've got 25 and 26, which are your SFP+ ports. I'm not really going to go into it any further than that. Let me switch this back to full screen. So I'm not really going to go into it any further than that. I know this switch does support layer 3 functionality. I've not had to play with that. It's not something I particularly needed, as I just wanted this for the 10 gig SFP+ ports. So if you found this video useful, please hit the like button and consider subscribing to the channel. Don't forget, if you hit the notifications icon, you'll receive notifications of any new videos as they are released. And as always, if you'd like to hire us, head across to our website at sheridan.co.uk and click on the Hire Us link. I'll see you in the next video.